Hello. Hello. I know my hair looks a little wonky. I just washed it yesterday, so making this video. I just got a new computer, a new Mac computer, and I'm only getting computers from now on that are made with the ashes of Steve Jobs. I wanted to get this video out to you guys, but I don't want to jinx anything. But I just wanted to share with you some stuff that might be useful. If you're going through the rare and miserable condition that is ENS, which is what I have had. But I'm breathing through my nose. It might be difficult a little bit, but it's okay. At least I can breathe and sense air, and that's a good thing, right? I guess that's the whole point. And also I wanted to point out that my nose is running a lot and it's not dry anymore. There's times where, and my turbinates are fluctuating too, like, so that's good, and things seem to have healed. And they are continuing to heal. Yeah, I went through a lot of health problems, and after the surgery, I was really confused as to what was going on. I just was like freaking the fuck out because I had no idea what was going on. As you guys know, and a lot of you ask me, have you gotten stem cells? Have stem cells helped you? And the answer is yes, I've gotten stem cells and a couple other things from Dr. Doss. Dr. Doss has been treating me for ENS for a while following the botched septoplasty surgery that I had. There was a scar tissue band from my right turbinate it was on my right turbinate, and it was connecting to my septum, and he cut that off and it healed beautifully, and I'm really happy about that. It took a while for my right turbinate to bounce back. It really did. It took a long time, and I have received stem cells. However, I'm not sure how much they worked or didn't, because I really didn't. But for now, I'm going to talk about how I healed from ENS, because it's not something that really there's a cure for. Yeah, but I researched a lot, and sort of experimented with things I thought would work, and they were congruent with what Dr. Doss talked about with me, so that's a good thing. But aside from that, this is some of the stuff I'm gonna step by step tell you as to what I did to cure my ENS. Now, I've probably noticed I started noticing I had it before, I would say like last year around November, December. I was like, something's not right. And I noticed it immediately after surgery too, but it was most noticeable after I got the flu, because I was like, so what I did was I started out kind of just using, now with me, it really affected my throat and nose and throat. You know, I'm still obviously having like I'm having issues with that, but it's healed up a lot. And I think the dryness was one thing that was really bothering me, because it would my throat would be sore all the time, and it was just like horrible. So some things you could do for that are steaming. That's, obviously steaming isn't in using like vaporizers. I sleep with a vaporizer or a humidifier. I sleep with a humidifier every night. So those are like a couple basic things you could do, but the steaming thing, yeah, you could do it every night, and I heard it helps heal the mucosa and the cilia of your nose and everything, but it still really wasn't doing the trick fully. I started to I used distilled water. Even regular water is fine, like what of it? But I would actually maybe take a capsule of like something. I would take a capsule of like serapeptase, which is good for scar tissue. Or I would take something like, like a nerve regenerative supplement, and I would put it in the water, and I would inhale that through my nose and mouth, and
shove it up your butt.
So that's something that you could do if you're going to steam and you want to try that out. You can just separate the capsule, put it in, and stir it up and let it boil and inhale that through your nose. That's a trick that I think is good. I started using this wand, which I haven't used in a long time because it's for beauty stuff, but you could put it on your nose and it's a little electrical shocks. And you just put it all over it, anywhere, the tip, the sides, up your sinuses. A lot of people get acupuncture, and they get them on their sinuses. Now, I think what's even better than acupuncture, because acupuncture really didn't help me that much, and I think I really started to notice improvements when I got cold laser therapy. And cold laser therapy is pretty much acupuncture, but on steroids. So the guy would do the cold laser up my nose, on the sides, up here, blast my nose, and then do it again, and then he would do it in the roof of my mouth. So he asked a doctor that was a nose doctor in California where he would suggest doing the cold laser, and that's where he said he would do the cold laser. And he did, and I did it for about... I stopped going because bitch got busy. But I also got a even equally, or if not better, treatment at home that I can use instead of going to the chiropractor all the time. But I'll talk about that in a little bit. But the cold laser really started to boost the cellular activity, the nerves in my turbinates, and just in general really helped, and my nose started to run again. And I was still noticing that I had turbulent airflow, and it was kind of making me miserable because up here was really blocked off because my upper turbinates were like mad, just like impending on my airflow. So it was like breathing in through a straw, and it still kind of is like breathing in through a straw, but what was happening was down here it was like, and trying to funnel up through this tiny space. So, but that really started to help. And I think right before I went to California, because I actually went to see Dr. Nassif, and I did actually apply to be on the show Botched, which I'll talk about later. But he did an examination, and he said my turbinates looked good. I did have some obstruction, not like I had what's the word? Some collapse, but he didn't think I had ENS, and I assured him that I definitely did, and it's getting better, but I was like, I definitely had ENS. I think the fact that, doctors have this thing where they think that you can only get ENS if your turbinates are reduced or taken away completely is false. I told them I merely had like an out fracture done. And an out fracture is just when they move the turbinates over a little bit. And mine appear to be in the right spot, so it's quite confusing because maybe they were like, nah, we're coming back in. Regardless, I think if you're going to, they said the only way that could happen is if it's an aggressive out fracture. And it was clearly an aggressive out fracture because Dr. Doss said, yeah, your one turbinate looks real traumatized. And I was like, and I knew immediately which one it was, because I knows my nose pretty well. But I think it's the nerves. It could be the cells, but it's of the turbinates, and it's mostly the inferior turbinates. And I know a lot of the time people wonder if it's other parts of the nose that cause empty nose syndrome. I know the septum might have something to do with a little bit of breathing, but for the most part, Dr. Doss was firm in saying, and from what I've noticed, it's the turbinates. Like, it's the turbinates. It's the turbinates and their activity and fluctuation and their dryness. They sense the air and they humidify it and distribute it and blah, blah, blah. I started out using this thing to regenerate and stimulate the tissue and sinuses and nose and septum and pretty much everywhere. You could shove it up your ass.
Shove it up your butt.
If you're, don't ask. If you're having any issues, and just some of the supplements I started using. Where shall we begin? Lord, let me take a sip and a fucking break. Cleaning your nose is one thing. If you use somebody on Skype, if you use too much of something, I don't think it's good necessarily. I think you want your nose to heal as naturally as possible, because I do believe you can bounce back from this. So what I would do often is get a couple Q-tips, and you could get pH balanced water. You could just use a bottle of water, but just dip them in there and just go inside your nose and make room, just clean it out just with regular water if you can. Sometimes you can even just put pink sea salt in water and boil it, and then put that in a container and just dip your Q-tips in there and clear that out. And you could do that as much as you want, and it shouldn't hurt you at all. In fact, it's really good for your nose. There are a couple of things, oils that I used. I've tried everything. I've put even CBD up my nose, and it actually did get it to run. It did work. But I think that was the other ingredients that were just making my sinuses kind of swell up. So, where is that shit? I read the back of it. They just sold it in the grocery store. It has, a lot of the stuff in it was what they were putting in some of these oils for your nose anyway. And I said, well, fuck, I'll try it. It's hemp salve with essential oils, but it's this. Sauna Botanicals. And it's a yellow texture on the inside. It smells pretty potent, and it looks like hair wax. And I would dip a Q-tip in it and just apply it inside the nostrils. And it would make my nose run for sure, but I don't do that anymore. I only kind of tried it for a week or so just to see what it did. It did make my nose run. If you're dry, you could definitely try this. It does burn a little bit. It burns a little bit. Not too bad, but it does burn. But I noticed, I think some of the best nose sprays were the Simply Saline, worked pretty well. But again, I think there are better ones out there. And if you're not going to just do the water trick, you're going to want to go. I think this one, as far as opening up your sinuses, is really good. And this is top-notch cellular level shit. It's called ACS Nasal. Thumbnail. ACS Nasal, and it's extra strength advanced cellular silver. It's a sinus wash. It's got borage leaf, cellular silver, chamomile, echinacea, rose hips, which is a lot of what this has in it, but again, it has cinnamon in it, so it kind of, another good one, X Clear. X Clear. Gas spotch. In fact, I'm going to spray some up there now. Thumbnail. What I noticed with this one, though, is it really opens you up. It's like... It really opens you up. You're like, woo! That'll open you up, this ACS Silver. For if I was dry... Now, what I'm going to tell you about this. This comes from the Middle East, because a lot of people over there get atrophic rhinitis. So they mail this in one hell of a package. Very good for you. Rhinopantia. Rhinopantina. Sounds like a nose shampoo. It is nasal drops. I love the formula. I love the texture. Why is it turning into a makeup product review? I don't know. But it's essentially just pretty much a very safe base with vitamin E in it. And actually vitamin D as well. Vitamin A, mineral oil, and just petroleum jelly. A lot of people can just put, this came up. Oh, look at that nasal valve collapse. The South Tower collapsed at 10 a.m. Oh, Lord God. Okay. So, this is good, but it comes with this thing. You open it up and it comes with this thing. And I started putting it up here. I noticed it smells like feet now. because I stuck it up my nose, which is a sign of infection, actually, if your nose smells like feet. So you might have harvested germs in there. So what I would do is not use the applicator that comes with this. Take the applicator off, dip a Q-tip in it, and put it up your nose, and then close the lid.
And shove it up your butt.
Don't use the applicator on here. You're harvesting the germs in your nose. It's going to smell like a foot. It's going to end up smelling like a foot. My feet actually smell better than what the fuck that smells like, so I don't know. Anyways, supplements. I think this is very important. This is very, very, very important. I think the reason I got over this was because I got a fucking head start on this shit. And I already ate pretty healthy to begin with. Well, that in incorporation with the last thing I'm going to show you, which I've been praising, I've been talking about, that mixed with these supplements really does work. But I was vegan. I ate a ton of vegetables, a ton of minerals. My blood work was always good. But when I got sick with ENS, I started to notice my blood levels were getting weird. And I don't know, my doctor said it could be because your body's trying to heal itself. And I don't know. It was just, my body was constantly in pain, constantly under a lot of stress. And yeah, so it was pretty difficult on my body. And that showed in my blood. And I'm not sure what my blood levels are now. But for a long time, a few of my doctors were telling me it could be something really serious. And I was pretty convinced it was too, considering the way I felt. They rolled that out, and I'm going to still do more testing, but these supplements helped in congruency with what I'm going to show you. You know, if you have any scar tissue, serapeptase, you really have to take these regularly. Take them, all these supplements every day. Take them either, have a routine. Take them at night. Take them when you get up. It doesn't matter. Take them after a meal. Take some before a meal, some before you go to bed. But serapeptase, I'm not really sure exactly how well it works. But if you continually use it regularly, it's going to have some benefits. So that's one thing. What really, really works, alpha lipoic acid, which you can get this. It's Nerve Renew. It comes with B vitamins and alpha lipoic.
Did I stutter?
Lipoic acid. But sometimes you can just get this straight up if you already have a lot of B vitamins in your diet. But alpha lipoic acid is great for generating nerves. In congruency with NAC. NAC, this is key. This is key. Free radical protection, maintains cellular health, helps regenerate nerves and cells, and lion's mane. This one works the best. Who makes it? Pneumatic, pneumatic, this lion's mane. I can get all these on Amazon. Another thing I suggest, which I've been using for a while, is Super Omega-3, EPA, DHA. That's really good at maintaining your DNA and also like renewing cells, cellular activity. That helps. Obviously, a vitamin D. Vitamin D is very good for nerve regeneration. The one thing that I tried out recently that has been working miraculously, but will not solve my nostril collapse, but it supports normal angiogenesis. Key word, angiogenesis. That is what we're trying to do with our condition, angiogenesis. We want to spring up new blood vessels, new cells, new nerves, etc. So, C-statin. This was expensive, but it was worth it. It's just C-statin. It's supporting normal angiogenesis. This stuff works really well. Take 2 a day. You can fluctuate when you take it. Fuck it, I'll take one now. Oh shit, I didn't realize this was in here. Okay, I can use that on my nails. Fuck it, I'm just kind of trying everything, you know what I mean? But those pills have really helped. I think a congruency with the NAC, lion's mane, alpha lipoic acid, all that shit, yeah. Oh yeah, okay, so that's another thing. I do suggest also taking an anti-anxiety medication, but I'll talk about that later. Here's the very, very important thing that I wanted to show you, because I think, like I said, in conjunction with all the other stuff, this really works. Wow, my hair is crazy right now. Yeah, I need to brush it. This looks like it came from outer space. I look like I came from outer space, which is why I love it. And anything that looks like it came from outer space works. I love it, period, hands down. What this device is, if I plug it in and show you, you probably already know what it is if you watched my last video. This right here is made by Platinum LED, and it's about to turn everything red. This is a near infrared light and a red light. My dad used it on his leg and he said it helped him. But this right here, it helps with, not my hair apparently. It helps with inflammation, cellular This definitely helps with nerve regeneration. That's like pretty much what it's made for. Like paralysis, fibromyalgia. If you just had any sort of surgery and you want to heal, just put this on the area because it helps with like wound healing. It helps isolate heat to an area to promote blood flow. Blood flow. It does what cold laser does, except like I think it's even better, even stronger. I got this from Platinum LED, and I linked it in one of my videos, but I'm going to link it again below. And it was not really that expensive. I got the smallest model, but I got a mixture of near infrared and red light. The red light shows up more, and its wavelength is measured in nanometers. Really, really, really well in regards to healing. The scar tissue ordeal, I'm not sure if it's really healing my scar tissue, but it is healing the cells and it is healing the nerves in my overall nasal passages, septum, everything. So after any surgery, you want to like really oxygenate that level. Some people sit in oxygen chambers. This is another thing that people do, red light therapy. And I think if you want to do it whenever, you could just do it while you're, listening to a podcast in bed. Just lay, you just hold it up to your nose. I even just bend over the thing and just kind of get it shooting up my nostrils. This thing, yeah, it was probably 300 some bucks, but again, some of you might be getting acupuncture sessions, cold laser sessions, whatever sessions, stem cells, and I think that you'll have this for the rest of your life, and it will probably save you money on sessions, although mine were pretty cheap, thank God. But regardless, I would definitely suggest getting this. Some people have said it hasn't done anything for them, but I think overall for me this has been really helpful. And I think if you want to add all these supplements in, kind of do like a routine, humidifier, the supplements, anything else you might want to do, cold laser, if you want to try this out. I don't even use this anymore, but when I do use it, I really feel all the nerves. I feel like when you don't use it, when you don't use it for a while, your nose becomes really sensitive. And if you use it regularly, I feel like you become desensitized to this, but it does help. You know how nerves branch off and regrow? Yeah, so hopefully that helps. And as far as the stem cells go, I do believe there is a stem cell cure for this. I don't believe currently the doctors are doing it. I believe they can do it because it is being done, but I'm going to talk about that in another video in regards to stem cells, because it's a big stem cell reveal. Be prepared for that, because I think it very well could be the breakthrough in healing a lot of things. So yeah, check that out. But for now, this is a lot of products, but I'll list them all below, and y'all can do them. Get on a routine. I know, I think getting on a routine with this is like the best thing. It helps. Even if it's not the same time every day, just doing a little bit every day can help. You know? You feel me? Anyways, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. No negativity. We don't need no negativity, and we don't need anything but positivity and hope. If you're somebody that's going through ENS, my heart is with you. It goes out to you, but let's fight this together. Let's be fucking warriors, because that is what you are if you have this disease, and anything else, really. Let's face it. But especially to my people going through this, my fucking heart is with you. And if you have any questions, I will answer them in the comments below. All right, see ya. Fuck it, I'm just kind of trying everything.
I paid a big just to give me affections. Sorry, can't help you, but thanks for the check, bitch. But no.